Praise be to Jesus. Hi everyone, Charles here with you on a Friday morning. For those of you who are on phones and make a comment, what I see on my desktop are just a bunch of boxes, and I believe that's coming from phones. So if I never respond to anything, any of your comments, is because I have no idea what they are. Okay. All right. Well, we have some pretty good news here, I think. I think you'll think so too. Bishop Schneider, whose travel has been restricted, seems to have found a way to get around this. Not by traveling, but by sending a video message out of the country to actually a place in West Virginia. And I'm going to read to you this article from LifeSite News. One moment, please. Okay. A bishop famous for his defense of perennial Catholic teaching urged faithful Catholics to be willing to die for their faith rather than compromise in the face of new paradigm shifts and other ruptures being forced upon the church from the top down. Bishop Athanasius Schneider, the auxiliary bishop of Astana, Kazakhstan, gave a pre-recorded video presentation about the faith for the 2018 Catholic Identity Conference in Weirton, West Virginia last week because he could not attend himself. Apparently, if he asked to leave the country for this, obviously he was turned down. So he sent a video message. Excellent. Although the lecture consisted mainly of salient passages from other Catholic apologists, Schneider introduced them with his own hard-hitting defense of the faith. So the rest of what I'm going to read has mostly to do with what he said. All right, and then if you really wanted to, then there's a link here if you wanted to go to that for the video message itself. So these are some of the things that he said. I would like to encourage you to be proud of our Catholic faith, which is the most precious and the most beautiful gift which God has granted us, he told his hearers. The Catholic faith is indeed not the private property of the pastor of a parish, nor of the bishop of a diocese, and not even of a pope, Schneider asserted. The Catholic faith is greater. It proceeds and it transcends the pastors of the church because they also are the first ones who have to obey the faith, exemplary. Schneider added that pastors must transmit the faith in its entirety to the faithful and pointed out that it belongs to the whole church. The Catholic faith belongs to all times, to all places, and to all generations of Catholics, starting with the apostles and going through all the fathers, the doctors of the church, and all the saints we know, he affirmed. The bishop underscored also the immutability, the changelessness of the faith. The Catholic faith cannot admit a change or a rupture or a reinterpretation into another signification than it has been constantly believed and taught throughout 2,000 years, Schneider said. He observed, however, that such changes and ruptures are being attempted in our times. Nowadays we can see the introduction of some changes and ruptures in the presentation of the truths regarding doctrine and morals, he said. He took aim at what he sees as attempts to hide this attempt. To hide and to mask such changes there are used such seductive expressions as paradigm shift or hermeneutic of continuity, even when the obvious sense of the change contradicts the constant belief and the constant practice of the Church, Schneider stated. Our paradigm is Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever. There is no shift of paradigm, he continued. The bishop then told his hearers what they should say to such attempts to sneak changes into the faith. In such situations, you should say, I know my Catholic faith. I will not permit myself to be confused by whomever. For the sake of this faith, I am willing to die, he advised. It was Vatican Secretary of State Pietro Cardinal Parolin who coined the phrase new paradigm earlier this year while defending Pope Francis's teaching on marriage and the family found in his 2016 controversial exhortation on Mors Laetitia. Schneider said that the Church must fulfill her primary mission of proclaiming the truth, bearing in mind that she will always be persecuted because of this. He then told his audience that he hoped the passages he had chosen to read from the works of Catholic apologists would give them strength, joy, and love for our immutable Catholic faith. The apologists from whom work Schneider took the material for, the rest of his thought was from so-and-so and so-and-so. Anyway, if you want to listen to hear Bishop Schneider's talk in its entirety, you have to subscribe to the Catholic Identity Conference's library. Oh, well, you probably don't want to do that, so, well, if you do, that's fine, but, Well, those are some of the things he said. Another strong statement by the bishop. God bless him. We'll talk to you later. Bye.